So we're about to embark on the project, the big Obsessed Garage studio in this new, well, I call it my flagship building, this new building. It's the first building that I own that we're going to be building our headquarters. It's a blank canvas. It looks like a 1996 daycare center in its current setup, but the goal is to turn it into, well, something like my garage here. The style, the form, the function, the pursuit of functional excellence that Obsessed Garage, what we do. And one of the most important things in this setup or this studio that we're going to be building and sharing with you in this process are the doors. Unfortunately for me, there's a brick wall and there are no doors. So we gotta get approved, and we've gotta cut holes in the wall, and we've gotta put headers in, and so we gotta do a lot of work in order to get this building prepped and ready. We'll also have to change how the loads of the air conditioning system balances. We've got to deal with fire suppression. This is next level stuff. This is very different than, well, you're in my dream personal garage, which 10 years ago seemed very complicated. Well, this is, I guess, the every car guy's dream, to build a business around cars, build a business around the anchor of my obsession, which is the garage, and then to work with some of the best brands, I would argue the best brands in the world. And the marquee thing for this hole we're going to cut in the side of the building is the door. The door is the first thing that we use to enter and exit. It's also going to be important for how we control, the air coming in and out of the building, especially if we're going to cut a 20-foot hole, in the side of this building. And so I think it was probably coming up on 7 or 8 years ago now when I first saw it. I was at my friend Doug's facility that he had built. He built this dream, commercial facility for car guys and car storage. And I'd never heard of this company. And he told me, check this out. And he had the key or the key fob in his pocket. And I walked up to the door and it went up in 1.5 seconds. And my eyes darn near popped out of my head. Here's a clip of me seeing these doors. It was love at first sight. All right, so I'm making a back door entrance into Drivers Club here. But you got to reopen that door. I got to see that again. We just nonchalantly just walk right past that.
No, this is part of off the shelf. And then you got this Rytec door.
How much is that door?
It's 20 grand.
Oh, shoot. I want that door.
It's worth it,
I want that door.
The amount of times that this thing will go up and down, it's a commercial door that you usually see at dealerships.
Oh my gosh. I'm the only psychopath that doesn't give a crap about any of those cars over there. I care about the freaking garage door. Dang it, that door, I want it. It's only 20 grand's not as bad though for as sophisticated as that thing is.
No, it's not. It's here. It's actually not here from the inside.
It's worth a trip to Seattle just to see this. Just for this, dude. You didn't think you'd get me this early, did you? Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Oh my word, I love it. Yeah, there's some cars in here, but who cares?
Yeah, there's some cars in here.
So after seeing that, I knew that someday, this was my goal. Someday I'm going to get a GT3 RS 4.0, a 997 4.0. Someday I'm going to get a 4x8 Speciale. And I put in that same vein, someday I'm going to get a Rytec door. And that someday is coming way sooner than RS 4.0, way sooner than 4x8 Speciale. And we're going to do it now. We're going to put two 10-foot tall by 20-foot wide Rytec doors that go up. I think they go up something like 84 inches a second or something crazy like that. and I'm going to take you through the process of, well, we're going to be building this entire facility, building my entire studio with all these great brands, but the very first thing we need to do are the Rytec doors, and so we wanted to share that process with you. So a couple of years ago now, we had this great client who asked to meet with me and convinced me that Mike and I needed to come and do his garage for him. And if we did that, I could share it, I could show it, and he also said he was going to be putting Rytec doors in. So that really solidified it for me that I think that we could, at Obsessed Garage, we could share these doors with a lot of people, even though they're designed for dealerships and commercial warehouses and things like that. Shoot, John's garage is at his house on his property, and we put two Rytec doors in there. So Rytec also here in the wash bay area. So this one operates the same. That never gets old. I do that all darn day. It's the coolest thing ever. To see all of the stuff, not just the detail stuff, but the cabinets, the flooring, lighting control, the air compressor, pressure washer, and then the doors were the anchor of the whole thing. We were able to put those in. It really solidified it for me. It put the whole picture together. And so, my entire life has been, I guess, answering the question, why not? Why couldn't I get that too? Why can't I get a 458 Speciale someday? I don't have it today, but that's part of the fun. That's the spice of life. I've been pursuing and chasing, maybe getting a Rytec door someday, and now we're going to share with you the process that we go through to do that. And so today's video, we're going to do the initial consultation with one of the very best installers of the Rytec doors in the nation. Jeremy Shoemaker and his team are here. We have Chuck, who's the national commercial sales, I guess he's the national sales manager for the commercial side. Albert is also representative of Rytec, who covers the southeast state of Florida. And then we're going to work very closely with Rytec Corporate, and they extended an invitation to me to go out to visit their facility. So hopefully we'll be able to time it to where I can go and watch my doors go across the assembly line. We're going to try to capture that on camera and show their state-of-the-art facility. So let's jump in, show what we went through, and I'll come back to you and put this video together and set you up for where we're headed for this whole project. This is like my life's dream. In fact, I was going to buy a GT3 last week, and I'm not doing it because I don't know how much these doors are going to cost me. So there's two sections. There's two 35-foot sections, and I'll grab the plans and kind of show you, what it's going to look like. So in the middle is my office, which is 18 feet. And then on the right side, well, if you're looking at the garage, on the right side is the dedicated wash bay and dry ice studio. So we're going to have a giant 60-horse, rotary screw air compressor in there for doing dry ice, restoration and stuff. And then state-of-the-art, car wash bay. That's what I specialize in is car washing. Let's go take a look at it. This is Mike. So Mike,
how you doing? Good to meet you.
Mike will be working closely with you guys to do, Mike can do all the trades. Obviously ceiling comes out. Mike already took some of the tiles out so we can see up in here.
Yeah, I confirmed the header. So it's up there. It runs full length. It's about 14.5 inches.
At what height?
It's all the way at the top.
Okay. So I want the door, if possible, to be centered on the 35-foot section. So in a perfect world, again, a 35-foot section, we would have a 20 by...
As high as we can go?
As low as we can go, I think. I mean, I'm pulling 911s in here. So okay. I'm thinking if we could do 8-foot doors, is there an advantage? The advantage to me is that it goes up quicker, so maybe 9 feet.
If we have a taller door, it's going to be able to travel its full speed longer because it's a soft start, soft stop. So it's not very noticeable, but it is there.
Yeah.
The door can be programmed to only open to a desired height. So if you want it to just be 8 feet every time, that's fine, but you have the capability of pushing the open button to get that extra clearance if needed. So an extra couple feet's needed sometimes. I say we get it, and then we'll just make it that 8 feet until you need it.
So our header height here, I guess our purlin height is going to dictate
That's right.
You know,
'cause our
what height of
box
door.
is essentially 37 inches by 37 inches.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to make it in between that. So we're going to, our highest point would be the bottom end of your purling there. So we would come down and it would be roughly 40 inches underneath, that purling is
Okay.
where we could have your clear opening height.
Okay. So what's the let's find where's center on. So I'm gonna go 35 feet where the door would be centered.
To find out.
So we're 17 and a half, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. Yeah. Yep.
I was gonna say that carpet. Not anymore.
If we need to go to 20 foot wide, we have no problem doing that. It's just not going to have a Florida rating.
Okay.
We can obtain that by using a secondary door, which is a small hurricane shutter. It's automated as well with a motor, but that's all inside the tube of the door, so it's not exposed. It's very clean.
Okay.
We use these on high-end automotive dealerships a lot. I think it would be fine for this as well. We've got a little bit of brochures and stuff. We can show you that. But basically, we would stick the hurricane shutter on first and above our assembly.
Okay.
Then you just put some steel tubes next to that, and we would mount our door to those steel tubes. So it's essentially a small 2-inch build out off the face of the building.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, if
What
you
is-
want to grab from that joist, we can come from joist down to floor, and then we will back off 40
What do
inches
you wanna-
off that. And then that'll be our overall clear opening
Yeah.
height.
I have a laser in my truck too.
Do you? So 164 is going to be 13 foot 8. So just shy of 14 feet high. So coming into a 10-foot high door is absolutely no problem.
Because the concept here, you know, I'm only 28 feet deep. In a dealership, you can put a 10-foot door and drive around in circles. You know, I'm going to have basically 3-car wide, you know, oversized 3-car wide. And so if I have a 10-foot door and I'm kind of doing this kind of to get onto my lift, because we're going to do 3 lifts in here. And you know, the lifts I would like to keep further this way so I have room to put cabinets as well.
We'd like to see the spiral door go into, keep everything self-contained, keep it
Yeah.
nice and see what you're used to seeing there.
Yeah.
The other thing is when you get into a 20-foot wide door for people moving forward that are looking at that, when you get aluminum and you stretch it 20 feet, it tends to bow a little bit and get a little bit of U-ing or banana-ing into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sag. So, I mean, 20 feet is actually our max width on a low headroom door. So we want to stay spiral as much as we can, or
Okay.
keep it rolling.
I mean, is there any substantial advantage to going 2 feet shorter and doing an 18 or something?
Not at all. I say we
Okay.
stretch it to 20.
Yeah, okay.
I think a 20 by 10 is the way to go.
That'd be so sweet.
Call it a door just so people know, but it's really a machine you're getting here. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm so
product.
fired up. So James, we might want to walk around and look outside, but we'll have to cut the curb, right, and kind of re-pour the sidewalk so I can have, you know, get in, because my cars are this high off the ground. You know, we're going to be pulling, you know, GT3s, and my M3 is literally this high off the ground, and so we'll want a nice smooth, so we'll have to cut that, re-pour that. Let's just take a peek into the next room. So the connector wall is also insulated as well, and so we're going to have to cut that wall at some point, put some windows in and a doorway, but generally speaking, that wall is going to be our insulator between the two. Yeah, so this will be our wash bay. That's what we're going to build. So the center of this is, you know, same spot, I guess. This should be the same, right?
Oh, and then Matt, is there a color preference, or do you want to go with just the aluminum? We do all powder coating inside in-house, so if there's a color preference.
Shoot. I didn't know that was an option. I thought they were all great.
You're dealing with Rytec, sky's the limit, baby.
We can match any RAL.
So here's our center right here.
You know, you decide.
Okay.
I brought a nice color chart for you to leave with you, and
Okay.
you decide your color, and then we can go from there.
Awesome.
Or if you want the aluminum, that's fine too. The side columns, the head assembly are all already powder coated from the factory, a Rytec silver, which is essentially the closest color we've found to aluminum. So everything looks beautiful that way. But if you want to change that color of the physical panel and or the components, we're willing to do that.
Just think
So,
about matching to trim on the building. Like we're gonna do gray and white trim, we paint the doors white.
Yeah.
Plus that helps heat too.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, when I first drove up to this building, I thought immediately that this color should be steel gray, but it's
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Let's go over to the design guys and let's see if they can show us. I want to show you guys, have you walk through what this is going to look like, so you can guys kind of see what that looks like. So you can see all of the where we'll convert the warehouse. So this is the current warehouse. We're going to expand to the left. So first project is this. Because our whole business is based on what I do with a camera, right? And so we're losing my other studio down the street in a couple of days. So Monday we're gonna start tearing that apart. And so I'll have to shoot videos at my house for now. So this is the most immediate project that we need to get this back up and running, because this is where we demo all the products and show people how to detail, and this is how we sell stuff. Yeah, and so this is gonna be like a 50, 60 part series of us showing the whole project from start to finish. And so this is what it's gonna look like in the end. So, Rousseau, make the best back cabinets in the world. They're involved, and they'll be flying down and helping us do this as well. Cree Lighting. So this is the best lighting in the world. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing Dine Audio is involved for amazing audio in the garage. Swiss Track's already sent us the flooring, and then my office is going to be an office theater. This has always been my dream, to have a desk, a couch, and a TV with amazing audio. We sell all this audio equipment too, and so it makes sense to have that to demo. And I actually own a company called Obsessed Home Theater, which we're about to launch here in a couple of months.
That looks amazing. And
so the other side, so the concept here would be that this is the dry ice studio. So for dry ice, you need a 2-post. But generally speaking, we do scissor lifts, because scissor lifts for detailing are much more accessible. You can get full 360 access to the car. And so this area here will probably have some curtains as well in it, but this area is where we'll be doing dry ice. So then in here is this is going to be my lab, where we're going to do our significant and ridiculous air compressor system. Yeah. And so we're opening up to a whole new audience, and we're not stealing from dealers. We can't install it. Absolutely. And so we're just saying, hey, you need to go to Jeremy, you need to go and get the doors done from your local installer. And so my argument was, let me be the marketer. I just need you to get me some doors, Yep. And so that's how I got all the powers to be on the call, and so they made you come here.
Great call. We're here.
They called you and said go there, and so I had to, I told him the story, so he knew what he was getting himself into.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
And then this project is going to be, one of the coolest projects, ever done, I think,
We're excited.
for a consumer type garage. And the other cool thing, we get a dozen or so people from all over the world that come to visit us every day just to see what we're up to. And then, of course, forget this series, it's in every video forever.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that's there around forever.
That's
what do you see as far as a timeline as to where you would see your garage as operational?
Hopefully year end, is the plan. I wanted it to be end of August, but I think that's a little optimistic.
Recorrect in there.
He's like Elon Musk. He's very ambitious.
I'm the typical CEO. Can we do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Don't tell Mike we need him.
Yeah. So we can't do much without doors, right? And so the doors is the first project, and so that's why we wanted to.
Cutting the hole.
Right.
Yeah, it gives us access to our dumpsters and everything else, and we got to place the door for you first.
Yeah, I'll put together the submittal drawings. It's very simple, one pager, that has everything on it I can get for you. That'll put our 20 by 10s. Yep, we'll get the electrical scope together. We'll get the approval drawings together. Once we approve and say, yes, this is 20 by 10s, everything look good, measurements are good, we sign off on those.
Okay.
We'll push the factory to meet the timeline per your construction schedule.
So once he has your engineering, then we can hire an engineer to then, an architect to get then.
You guys have done 90% of the work. So.
Once you figure out the doors and get us all that, then I'll book the trip up to HQ.
Yep, love to get you up there. We'll go through all that. It's going to be amazing. I think you're going to be really geeked out a little bit about what's going on up there. I mean, I am. I get up there and just to see raw sheet metal, 4x8 sheets of sheet metal, robotics, arms picking up, bending, hole punching, going through the powder coating process, and then coming out to a completed door. Well, getting ready for assembly, and then having the guys assemble all these products that are pieces that we just built, and then put it together into a nice crate. So
awesome. So it looks like we're game on. The dream is alive. 20-foot doors, 10 feet tall. We can fit the high-speed spirals. We're also going to obtain our hurricane rating. So one of my concerns was we were only going to be able to do 10-foot wide doors. We can do our full 20-foot section in our two 35-foot areas. And we're going to be able to do that because we're going to put some hurricane shutters in the front, which will help with, if there is a hurricane, some rigidity. We'll get our approvals for permitting, and will also allow us better insulation as well. So I travel a lot. Sometimes these doors won't be in use, so it's going to be cool to be able to put these hurricane slats down. We'll do our insulation system, which we'll be launching here soon as well, that you saw on the doors in my warehouse. We'll be doing that on the hurricane doors, and I think we got a really good plan set in place. So what to expect from this series is, a whole lot of episodes, 50, 60 episodes over the course of the next 4 or 5 months as we build this thing out. I'm going to be behind the scenes working on, getting the permits, getting the quotes, figuring out what the doors cost, all that kind of stuff, and then working on our trip up to see Rytec and to watch our doors, or at least watch doors like mine being produced. So you're going to want to stay tuned for this. Make sure you're subscribed for it. Cree Lighting is involved. Swiss Trax is in. Russo is in. Werther Compressor. Nussbaum Lifts. Who else do we have? Krenzla, Mosmatic, MTM. We've got the whole team, the whole gamut of all the greatest stuff. We'll try to get Milwaukee involved, Koken Tools, Stahl Villa, Sonic Tools. Get everybody involved in this process of sharing, Dyne Audio, sharing, I do have my own dream personal garage. I guess this is my dream Obsessed Garage studio that we'll be sharing with you for many years to come. So stay tuned, and I hope you look forward to it.